GB News' Beverly Turner was left raging, "What's in it for us?" after welcoming political commentator Matthew Stadlen on her show to discuss Prime Minister Keir Starmer's recent moves. Alongside the UK leader's apology for appointing Peter Mandelson as the US ambassador, they also clashed over his decisions regarding the Chagos Island deal. The debate intensified after the commentator called out the presenter for her lack of pushback, following a previous guest's branding of Sir Keir as a traitor. Matthew raged, "By the way, there was a chap you had on a few minutes ago, who described our Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who, by the way, I think did make a mistake in his appointment of Peter Mandelson, but to describe him as a traitor over the Chagos deal. And for you, Bev, not to push back on that, come on, Starmer is not a traitor." Beverly furiously asked, "What's in it for us?" 4 times before telling the commentator, "I'm not an idiot." Matthew stated, "Starmer is not a traitor, he is the Prime Minister of our country, trying to work in the national interest." The presenter questioned, "What is in it for us to give away the Chagos and pay for the privilege of doing so?" As the commentator responded, "I'll explain it to you very simply," Beverly interjected, "Do it," before adding, "You don't have to explain it to me simply because I'm not an idiot, but you can explain it to me because you're on my show, so go ahead." To which the GB News guest fired back, "I'm not suggesting you're an idiot, I'm criticizing you for not pushing back on one of your guests who described our Prime Minister as a traitor." Beverly repeated, "What is in it for the UK to give away the Chagos Islands and pay for the privilege of doing so?" Matthew explained, "There was a non-binding decision in an international court that said that the Chagos Islands should belong to Mauritius, but as the presenter interrupted, why?" he raged, "Let me just make my argument very quickly." As the 46-year-old tried to get his point across, the GB News star fumed, "No, because I want you to answer my question, I don't need an explanation of the legal backstory. I've heard that until I'm blue in the face. What I want from you, because we're not getting it from the government. If you think Starmer's so fabulous for the UK, you tell me what is in it for the UK." Visibly confused by the probing, Matthew stated, "I'm just explaining it to you, Bev, but you're interrupting me. Because there was this non-binding decision that could one day become binding. Then under those circumstances we would have found ourselves potentially in a significant pickle because this country still believes in international law.